going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. It is like early January, and this is my second time out fishing for largemouth this year in 2022. So the first day was pretty good. It was a few days ago. I came out here and I think I got, I don't know, 3 or 4 fish. I'll have to watch the videos again. I think it was 4. I don't know. But anyways, I found a cool little bite on the reaction baits. Again, it is early January. The water is still, I'd say, mid to low 50s, which explains the waders. But yeah, we're out here just, you know, kind of covering some ground, throwing reaction baits. And I did kind of find them schooled up on some like big chunk rock, which would make sense for this time of year. In the afternoon, that sun's hitting that chunk rock, warming it up. Also, it's a good spot for like crawdads and bluegill and shad and all that other fun stuff to kind of hang out in, and those bass just kind of like sit in there, warm themselves up, and can easily pick off bait fish or any prey they want. But yeah, that's where I found them last time, so I'm going to cover some ground today and see if I can find if they're stacked up on a couple other different spots. This time of year, normally this body of water is really dirty. We haven't gotten rain in a few weeks, so it's actually super clear. It's like 10-foot visibility right now. So it doesn't look like the grass really died off from last year, which is kind of a bummer because a lot of my favorite spots to fish this time of year, I can't really fish them the way I like to with the crankbait. Like burning the bottom, hitting that like chunk rock or just like cobblestones, because there's still grass on it, and it's kind of crazy. It looks like that like milfoil never died off because the water's still clear, never got dirty. So I don't know, it's kind of weird. So a little different than what it normally is, but I'll try to figure it out and get some decent fish today. But yeah, so right after this, I'll play the first day, catching my first fish of the year, and then we'll cut right into today and see if I can catch anything else pretty cool. All right, one thing I did want to show you real quick was the bait that was working best for me last time. It is this little, I think it's the Spro rock crawler. As you guys can see, I've already put some damage on the bill, knocked all the eyes off of it. This one I think dives to 8 feet, I want to say, and I'm fishing that on 12-pound fluorocarbon leader to a braid. I think it's 30-pound braid. And yeah, I'm just kind of trying to find those weed edges. Again, it's a weird January for this particular spot with the weeds still in here. So I'm trying to find those weed edges where it transitions to some sort of hard gravelly bottom, and just burning this thing along those weed edges. This time of year you can fish slow and kind of pick away at them, but honestly it's like, if I'm gonna come out here, I want to throw something fun, cover some water, try to get one of those bigger fish to react to this little crankbait. I do have the deeper diver here. That's the tactical crank, and obviously I got creature bait, and then I do have a, what is this? Oh, we got the little trash fish here. I've found sometimes if they're being a little finicky, I can slow crawl that trash fish on some of those like deeper points and humps and maybe score a decent fish off of it. But yeah, that's the plan today. Again, the bait of choice today is going to be this rock crawler. It's a Spro rock crawler 55. So yeah, throwing that out, covering a lot of water, fishing those weed edges where it transitions to some gravel. Ow. There we go. First fish of 2022 on the crankbait. Sick. I missed 2 on that creature bait before this, so I was starting to get a little worried, but this one just popped it off a little rock, paused it for a second, and he just boom, smoked it. Oh, just fell right out too. All right. Little 2-pounder for the first fish, but I'll take it, especially in January on the crankbait. All right. Let's try to get another one, but here's to get a little release on this guy. Swam right towards my fin. Nice. There we go. All right, it's number 2. A little bit fatter one. Nice. I'll figure them out. Cool. Red lips eating the crawdads. Thanks, buddy. Sick. All right, so what I'm doing is, since the water's so cold, and I know it's cold because there's a hole in my right foot. It's been leaking this whole time. So I can't really feel it. It's pretty numb. But yeah, it's water's cold. So we have this nice hot sun beating on this whole bank right here. And I think it's warming up all the rocks and trees and stumps and stuff. So I'm just dragging a creature bait and a crankbait on the outside edge of this, hoping that those fish, it seems like those fish are pushed up on this side trying to get that warm. Oh, man. Whew, I thought I was going to lose him for a second. He swam right at me. Whew, acrobatic little guy. That was awesome. Ah, got it. Very cool. All right, thanks, buddy. He's an angry one. The hook fell out. Yes! Yes! All right. Little tiny guy. But I will take that right now. It is tough. So let him breathe for a second. What was happening is my normal spots had either grass on them or the water's like 10 foot visibility right now. So my normal spots are like from 0 feet out to 8 feet or so. There's like big boulder piles, like rocky points. But since the visibility is so clear, that out of there. Since the visibility is so clear, I literally think that it's so clear that the fish just pull off of it. I don't think they're sitting in that like open, clean water right now. They're probably pulled off to that color line, which is out in like 12, probably 10 to 12 feet of water. So I gave up on my normal spots and started burning the bank with the tactical bassing crank. That one that dives to 18 foot, but I think right now I have 15 pound on there, so it's probably hitting that 15 foot range. And I've just been burning the bank, fishing that color line, and finally connected with one. So even though it's not a big one, a little, I don't know, pound and a half, 2 pounder, I will take that for January fish any day. Fat one. But yeah, it's this lake normally, like I said this earlier, this time of year, the visibility is like, it's like chocolate milk almost, maybe a foot. So you're able to find those fish pushed up right up on the bank on those rock piles. But since the visibility is so clean and it's so calm out, I actually saw some shad puddling out in the middle of the lake. Before this little wind ripple came up, a bird flew over and I saw them all scatter. So led me to believe that they're pulled off the bank, either chasing these shad or sitting right on that color line. And yeah, that's where this guy was. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Got the red lips, so he's definitely eating the craws. Whew, man, I was getting a little worried right there. But yeah, there we go. First one of the day. Hopefully as the sun starts to go down, we can get a few more to bite here. Thanks, bud. Come on, baby, let's get a couple more. Two more. There we go. Oh my gosh. Man. Whew. Little guys, but man, I'll take it right now. Jeez. Outside of the lip too. So there we go. I wasn't gonna put that in there, but I just got one of those crankbaits stuck, and I couldn't even get it out with my my little knocker that I made. I'll show you guys what I made. I saw it on another YouTube video, but basically it's just like one of those heavy like lure knockers on a like retractable dog leash. You can send that thing down. Normally it gets them out, but I don't know if I was on a log because like I couldn't feel the knocker hitting the bait, knocking it loose. So probably got stuck in like one of these big sticks, just buried in there. So I just tied this one on first cast with the new one I just tied on, little 1.5-pounder. But man, I'm stoked. Honestly, I didn't, after seeing how clear the water was and how calm it was and how slow it was for the first few hours, I'm so stoked to be getting a few fish. So yeah, another little guy. We'll keep throwing this crankbait. I mean, it seems like they're off in that 10 to 12, 15 foot zone, right where that color line is. I imagine they're gonna be moving up a little shallower now that we're losing our light. So I'm just gonna burn this bank, keep throwing that crankbait. Hopefully get one that's bigger than these. Later, bud. Yes! Oh my gosh, they are barely slapping at it today. Man, it's been tough. Whew. Look at that. I got him with one hook. Holy crap. There we go. Yes! He's been, that might have hooked him there too, and it popped off, but yeah, by the time I got him in, look at that, barely skin hooked. Better one. Barely got him hooked. Alright, so there's one, 2.5, maybe 3. You got a hook coming out. Someone cut it off. I was able to back it out backwards, but it had a bunch of like gnarly, like crusty stuff kind of grown over it. But I was able to pull that hook out, turning it, popped out, so he's gonna feel a lot better now, that's for dang sure. But yeah, awesome. See you, bud. I hope you feel better. Yeah, that's crazy. Just goes to show, if you guys aren't familiar with, you know, if a fish swallows the hook, how to go kind of gently in through the gills with pliers and kind of like twist it backwards, or sometimes it's too far gone. It's way better to cut that line and let that fish go, because as you just saw right there, that fish had that hook in its belly for, who knows, like probably over a year, I don't know. It was pretty rusted and it had all that stuff kind of just grown over it. But yeah, don't be scared to cut the hook instead of like ripping their guts out. So that one, he was passing it already, so I was able to kind of break off all that crusty stuff, turn the hook, and like slowly, so the hook was in like this, I was able to just kind of twist it and just give it a little pop. Popped right out, so hopefully he heals up okay. But yeah, that thing That's so gnarly. That thing was in there forever. But yeah, it's still throwing that crankbait right on that color line, that 10 to 12 foot zone. I'm barely feeling the bites, to be honest with you guys, and every single one has been on this back hook. They're just kind of slapping at it today. They're just not fired up for whatever reason. Yeah, I can feel it hitting the bottom, like hitting the rocks, hitting sticks, and all of a sudden just kind of like the cadence feels off. So I just swing. So, you know, every cast you'll see me swing like 2 or 3 times per cast just because it feels a little different. Sometimes it's not a real solid bite that you're like, yes, that 100% that was a bite. Sometimes the cadence gets hit, they hit it coming towards you, so you feel a little bit of slack in the line, or it just feels a little softer than it should. Sometimes you'll set the hook and it's just some leaves on the hook, or you know, you're bumping it off a stick. But when it feels different, hook sets are free. Set the hook. Because yeah, all 3 of those bites today didn't feel like bites, but awesome. I'm stoked. I'm so stoked. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for today, you guys. Definitely a little slower than I had hoped, but I'll take, you know, some fish over no fish in January anytime, especially getting them on the crankbait. But yeah, I think that clean water definitely pulled those fish out a little deeper. I did see all those shad out in the middle of the lake earlier today, so I imagine a lot of them are probably out suspended chasing those around, not sitting out in the sun on those rock piles. So yeah, kind of a change of pace, but glad I got those fish. And again, the key bait today was that deeper diver.